Hey there, today we're going to fill in our notes on the immune system. So we're going to be using packet page 131. So if you haven't done so already, go ahead, cut this out and glue it into your notebook. So we're going to start by comparing passive and active immunity. So active immunity is protection against pathogens due to exposure to the pathogen. Resulting in your body making antibodies. Now, exposure to the pathogen can be either through natural infection, so you pick up the pathogen somewhere, or exposure through a vaccine. So active immunity can be natural through infection, or it can be artificial through vaccination. And then passive immunity is protection against pathogens due to receive antibodies from another source. So again, a natural passive immunity would be getting antibodies from your mother through breast milk. And then you can have artificial passive immunity through monoclonal antibodies. Monoclonal antibodies. So active and passive immunity can have both a natural source and an artificial source. So how exactly are antibodies produced artificially? So we're going to start with a mouse and we're going to vaccinate it so that it can start to form the antibodies to the pathogen. We'll then take spleen cells that form the antibodies and they are going to be collected from the mouse. So basically we'll kind of remove the spleen from the mouse and we're going to fuse those spleen cells with tumor cells called myeloma cells. And this forms a hybridoma cell. Kind of sounds like hybrid. So we take the spleen cells from the mouse and we fuse them with myeloma cells to create hybridoma cells. These cells are then grown in the laboratory, and those that produce antibodies are separated from those that do not produce any antibodies. And then we basically harvest the antibodies from the petri dishes in which we are growing these cells in the lab. And so then these antibodies can now be given to a person. Types of active immunity. So we're going to start on the left side of the notes with the innate immune system. So this is a non-specific defenses of your body. So an example would be the skin. Your skin acts as a barrier to the environment and is a type of, and is a part of your immune system because it acts as this barrier. Mucus in our trachea can trap pathogens, right? It's very sticky. And so pathogens can get stuck in the mucus and thus preventing those pathogens from entering the respiratory system and then, of course, the circulatory system as you breathe and exhale. And of course, phagocytes, which are white blood cells that engulf and degrade pathogens. So phagocytes will go and they will attack pathogens as they become aware that they are in the body. And then, of course, running a fever. As we learned before, viruses cannot maintain homeostasis. So by raising the body temperature, we can try to destroy that pathogen. So that was the innate immune system. On the right-hand side of our notes is the adaptive immune system. Now, this is switched on by the innate immune system, and it includes specific defenses tailored to each pathogen. This type of immune system is only found in vertebrates. Now, remember, a vertebrate is any organism that has a spine or a backbone. And there are two parts to the adaptive immune system. The first are called B cells. Now, B cells make antibodies that are going to attach to the pathogens that are floating in the body. And this signals the immune cells to come and engulf and destroy the pathogen. So those phagocytes that we were talking about a minute ago, they will find the B cells that have attached to the pathogens so that they know where the pathogens are. So activated immune cells, right, making antibodies, antigens bind to it, right? That way we can destroy those pathogens. And then the second part of the adaptive immune system are the T cells, which of course kill any cells that have been infected by the virus or other pathogen. So we can see here where, right, the cell is infected and it has now been destroyed by the activated T cell. Right, we want to make sure we destroy any infected cell so that the cell cannot make more of the virus or the pathogen and make us more sick. So once you've been exposed to a pathogen, the second time you become exposed, your immune system will be faster and stronger, which means your body will likely fight off the pathogen before you experience any symptoms, or any symptoms on a scale enough to really make you sick and have to miss a day of work or a day of school. So the second exposure, you get a faster response and a larger response to the pathogen because your body already recognizes that pathogen as being a foreign invader to your body, and they know that they need to destroy it. So that is it for these notes on the immune system. If you have any questions or concerns about the notes, please let me know. Thanks.